What's up everyone, Bene here. I had a couple weeks off, but now I'm back again. And this week we're going to be talking about how to find the best reeds in any box before playing on them and by just looking at them. Be sure to stick around at the end of the video because I'm going to put my own techniques I talk about to the test. With a brand new box of reeds, the cellophane is still on here. I'm going to try to find the best reed in this box by just looking at it, and I'm going to play it and it should sound great. Hopefully. This technique works about 9 out of 10 times for me. I use it a lot when I'm in a bind and I'm at a gig where all my reeds in rotation are just dead and I pretty much need to play on a new reed straight out of the box. Alright, let's get into it. So the first thing you want to do is check the tip of the reed and make sure there's no like cracks, chips, dents, or splits within the cane. Splits are a little harder to find. You kind of need to rub your finger across the tip or your nail across the tip of the reed to find a split. Don't do it too hard because then you'll split it yourself. Now this tip could go without saying because a lot of the more reputable reed brands will not have this issue at all with their reeds. But I have found brands of reeds that do have this, where you get a brand new reed where there's a split in the cane or there's a chip and you're already starting with a bad reed. So just make sure you're checking the tip out. So when I'm checking a reed, it's all about balance. You want to make sure a reed is balanced because most of the time when you get a reed and it doesn't play well, it's because there's some type of unbalance within the cane or the reed. What I do is I really just check two specific spots on the reed. The main part being actually the heel, which is the back flat part of the reed or like the butt part of the reed, and then I check the vamp secondly, which is just this scrape going to the tip of the reed. So with the heel, what I make sure is when I look at the heel, it's even on both sides here. You know, the thickness is exactly the same. This reed is quite even. Now I have one that is lopsided. If you can see it from there, it's a little thinner than here. You can't really see it, so I'm going to show you a picture right now. You'll see that the reed on the left of the picture has a balanced heel, and the reed on the right, it's unbalanced. The reed on the right is thinner on its right side than its left side. So having an even heel is so important to having a balanced reed and a well-playing reed because in general, cane gets more rigid as it gets closer to the bark of the plant. So what happens if you have one side that's cut closer to the bark than the other side, then you're already dealing with an unbalance in the strength of the reed. You know, the side that's cut closer to the bark is going to be stiffer than the side that's cut further from the bark. Honestly, in general, I make most of my good reed decisions by just looking at the heel of the reed. If I see that heel is super even, I usually have a good reed. But if I want to take it a step further, or if you want to take it a step further, then I'll look towards the vamp of the reed, or the part that gets shaved from the bark going to the tip. Again, we're looking for balance. So this reed has a balanced vamp. If we get the light right, it's a nice even U shape. Okay, it's not lopsided from the right side to the left side. Okay, this reed, if you can see it, is lopsided. Let's get the light right. You'll see that this side comes up, the bark comes up higher than this side. So it's a lopsided cut. So we're dealing with a little bit of an imbalance or an unbalanced reed. So I would go with this one. This I'll use when I have a lot of reeds that have really even heels. And then if I want to find the best reed out of those, then I'll go with the one that has the most even vamp cut. So checking those two things on the reed should get you pretty far. It works really well for me. I use Rigotti reeds. I also use Van Doren reeds, and it works for both of those brands. Some people will then also, you can hold your reed up to a light, which I never do, and you can see the reed will turn slightly transparent as it goes closer to the tip. And again, we're looking for balance. If you see that the reed looks as balanced as possible, you're probably gonna have a good reed. I find this doesn't really work for me because I'll look at a reed that plays great and I'll see that it looks unbalanced when I put it up to a light. So I feel like it's really just an aesthetic thing or how the cane looks. It doesn't actually have anything to do with how your cane is gonna play or how balanced your cane is. You're better off trying to feel how stiff or weak the cane is with your finger from side to side, which takes an extremely trained touch. Reed players that work on their reeds with a knife, you know, balancing them with a knife, they practice this for years, you know, kind of feeling how stiff the cane is with just their fingertip. I do not bother with this. I like reeds just how they play out of the box. Well, no, I do adjust my reeds a little bit, which I'll talk about in another video, but it has nothing to do with scraping the vamp here or trying to balance the reed. All right, so I'm gonna now take what I just said to the test with a brand new box of reeds. There's a cellophane that's still on this box, so I'm gonna take it out and then get my sax out, and we're gonna do the 2 checks, the heel and the vamp, and we're gonna find the best reed in this box right off the bat. All right, here we go. I'm gonna open the box. Oh, that was actually pretty easy to open. Kind of nervous to do this. It usually works, but again, 9 out of 10 times I said it works, so here we go. Oh, this box, usually they come with like individual sleeves. This does not. So what I like is that I can see all the heels right there. So I'm gonna look for the most even heel here. That one looks pretty good. This one looks good. There's a couple more in here that looks pretty good. This one looks pretty good. This one might slightly be a little uneven, but I'll check out the vamps. And I'll grab one more. So I'm getting only 3 reeds out of this box of 10. This is another even heel. Okay, now I'm checking the vamps to these 3 reeds. Honestly, they look pretty good so far. This one has a little bit of like this little like ding in the front here. And honestly, this is the one that the heel looks just a little bit uneven. You can't see, but so I'm gonna put this one, that's not gonna be the best reed, I don't think. Okay, we got 2 reeds here. These both look really good. That one looks pretty good. This one looks pretty good. I think this one looks better. Let's see. Check out these heels back to back. Okay, this is the reed I'm going with. I'm gonna wet it and we're gonna give this a go. So I actually haven't even played today. I didn't warm up yet. And I didn't play at all yesterday either. Yesterday was my day off, so I'm really put on the slot here. All right, been wetting this for quite a long time. Tip just was a little bit like warbly. Okay, cool. So this is the same reed. So I got this even heel and then we got a really even vamp. Here we go. Kind of nervous. Well, my key's stuck. It's a good reed. It works. I promise I didn't like switch the reed with any video editing or anything. This is the reed. I never played on it, and it works. And as I play on it a little more, it's starting to like break in. You get the idea. It's a good reed, and I just did it by just looking at it. It works out pretty well. Alright, there you have it. Hopefully you guys like this video. Definitely give that a try with your reeds. Check out the heels, check out the vamps of your reeds to try to find the best reed in a box. Please comment below to let me know if this works for you, if you have any luck, if it does not work for you at all. Let me know in the comments. Also, hit that thumbs up if you liked the video. You can hit the thumbs down if you didn't like the video. Let me know. It's totally fine. Subscribe with the bubble right there if you haven't already. Check out the link in the description below if you want some free sheet music with some great exercises in them. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. And stay inspired. More of the reputable brands. More of the reputable brands